Tom Bihn has finally made a classic front opening style travel backpack, but with a design that's unique to the Tom Bihn brand. I tested this bag as a carry-on on a recent flight to Mexico with American Airlines, as well as using it for several local weekend trips. I've been a fan of Tom Bihn for years. I've taken their bags to faraway places like Morocco. I've visited their factory in Seattle, and I've tested many of their packs. Ironically, I think Tom Bihn might get a little pushback from hardcore fans for making this travel backpack, not because it isn't well designed, but because it might not fit with what some people think of as a Tom Bihn backpack. They've made a name for themselves by producing practical yet unique style travel backpacks that aren't like anything else on the market. For example, the Synapse and the Cynic that I have here, and the Aeronaut and the Techonaut here. However, I think the Bixi is just as Tom Bihn as their other lineup, but with a return to a more classic design. A large front opening style main compartment, front pocket, dedicated laptop sleeve. It's simple, practical, durable, easy to use, and carries well. The dimensions are listed at 32 liters. For me, this falls right in the sweet spot for a travel backpack, and the dimensions are also within most airlines' carry-on limits. I tested this in several overhead compartments on our flights to and from Mexico, as well as under the seat. The dimensions of 17 by 14.2 by 9.8 inches deep are gonna work as a carry-on at pretty much every airline. You might be able to get away with this as a personal item, but it's risky. That's really gonna depend on the airline and how big the space is under your seat. 32-liter capacity is perfect for me. Sometimes I find under 30-liter packs can be a little small for longer trips. Anything above 35 can be a little bit big. I used this for a 10-day trip to Mexico, and I found out this capacity and size worked out perfectly. Unfortunately, I'm away from my studio right now, so I'm not able to do a peanut test. Just looking at this bag, it feels like the capacity is pretty close, and Tom Bihn is usually pretty good about measuring the capacity in their bags, but I'll follow up when I get back to test the actual capacity. Now looking at the materials and the construction, the Bixi, like all Tom Bihn bags, is extremely well made and durable. The fabric I have here is a 630 denier high tenacity ballistic nylon. It's just as durable as the 1050, but a little bit lighter. And this is treated with a water resistant DWR coating. This colorway is the deep blue ballistic exterior. I have it with the Zest 200 Halcyon interior fabric. I love this combination. It's soft, yet durable on the outside. Inside is bright, so it's easy to find your gear. The hardware is in line with all Tom Bihn bags, giant number 10 YKK locking zippers on the two exterior pockets, and a smaller double number 8 non-locking on the laptop compartment. These two main zippers are close enough together, you could just lock them together with one travel lock or use Night Ice micro locks like I do. The laptop's not locking, but you can also lock these together with a micro lock as well. Now looking at the exterior features on the Bixi, this bag is designed to be simple yet functional. Large admin front panel, top and side carry pockets, and then for the first time that I can think of, a dedicated external mesh water bottle pocket. And just to show you, the Bixi actually has a lot of design similarities with some of their other bags, like the Cynic here. You can see the bottom style and design, very similar, same loop. They kind of have the same swoop pocket down here in the bottom. However, they diverge from there. Obviously, more front pockets here, kind of a different design and shape and capacity. This front admin pocket, it's large. You can see from the side here, this thing sticks out, so it's got its own volume that's separate from the main compartment. Inside, several more dividers, sleeves, zipper pocket here, 2 D-rings. It comes with a key leash, but you can also attach, most of their other accessories are compatible with this thing. This front pocket is large enough, you could put a small jacket in there or something. I've got a big old tech pouch, and this large front zipper here is also large, goes almost all the way down to the bottom. The side water bottle pocket works well, stretchy mesh, nice thick top here. It's gonna work really well for any kind of these slimmer style water bottles. However, it is a little too small. I can't really get one of these fatter 1 liter Nalgene style bottles in there. Little loop down here, this is used for a light, either you're biking or hiking. It can also be used as a little pull loop to pull it out of the overhead. You'll see these on a lot of bags as well. Little tabs they sew in on one end of the zipper. These are to give you something to hold on to when you're pulling the zipper to make it easier to close and open. Now looking at the carry system on the Bixi, they're using a style they've used on other backpacks that I think works really well. Gives you a lot of padding while also being comfortable and breathable. To show you what I mean, this is here side by side with the Techonaut. Basically almost identical design, except the padding and the mesh back here on the Bixi is a little bit wider. It's a little hard to see it, but there's a wavy piece of foam back here to give you good padding while taking up less weight and space, covered with this really breathable mesh backing. The shoulder strap they use, EV foam here. It's a little bit narrower than some travel backpacks, but this stuff is squishy yet more firm, so it's gonna hold weight really well and not compress down. The Bixi comes with a small webbing hip belt. It's detachable and connects down here with two small clips and fabric loops in the bottom corners of the bag. I think whether you need a hip belt is gonna depend on what you carry in the bag and how much weight you have. If you're mostly just carrying clothes and lighter gear, then you can probably get away with just this webbing hip belt, but it doesn't provide really any padding or take a lot of weight off your shoulders. However, if you're carrying heavier gear, laptop, tech gear, I would recommend upgrading to a padded hip belt that they sell separately. It's gonna take a lot more weight off your shoulders and be a lot more comfortable to carry. The top and side carry handles work good. They're thick and padded, a little bit narrow on the side. However, it's not a briefcase, so you're probably not gonna be carrying the bag around this way for very long distances. Mostly this thing is gonna be used if you're using the luggage pass-through sleeve back here, which I think works great. This is an awesome design. A lot of bags just have a little strap that goes one way or the other. However, here they have the back padding here. Can go through this way, so you can put this over the handle on a rolling luggage in the horizontal position, or you can also run it through in the vertical position, giving you plenty of options. Last thing to show you back here is the laptop sleeve behind the back padding. One thing I really like about Tom Bihn designs is they do a great job on incorporating the existing back panel padding and foam panels that give the bag structure, incorporating that into the protection for the laptop sleeve. Most bags do this to some extent because generally the back padding is going to be used somewhat to protect the laptop. However, I think they do a better job here than most bags. They offer really solid protection from all sides with a design that doesn't really take up any extra space if you're not carrying a laptop. This back panel here helps give the bag structure. It acts as part of the back padding when you're carrying the bag, and it's protecting your laptop from this side. There's another thinner pad here on the inside. This is also going to help give the bag structure, protect your laptop from this side, but it's also not so thick or bulky as to take up a ton of extra space. It's a little hard to see it because this zipper doesn't open very far, but there is a small stretchy mesh sleeve in here where you're going to put your laptop. That's going to help protect it, keep it away from the sides, as well as give you a nice false bottom, keep it off the bottom of the pack. That's my 15-inch Dell in there, fits perfectly. As you can see, it keeps it away from the sides and the bottom. This little mesh sleeve also offers a little bit of protection, but because it's so thin, it really doesn't take up any extra space. All right, now let's have a look at the interior organization on the Bixi. Again, keeping with a simple design, large full panel opening lid here, easy access to a large main interior compartment. This side of the bag, large, deep, easy to pack with two removable luggage straps if you want to use them. On the lid side, two zipper stretchy pockets. This bottom one, this volume, this top one, stretchy mesh on the top, but this one actually goes all the way down to the bottom. And you can see from the side, these things do have their own volume. So again, put stuff in these pockets, it's gonna kind of come on the inside. We'll compete with volume a little bit from the main compartment. However, again, these zipper pockets on the outside of the bag, that volume is gonna pop out. So these spaces really aren't competing with volume with each other. As far as packing the Bixi, I use two Peak Design packing cubes, the medium and the small. Those work really great in this bag. I'm not gonna go too in depth here because I did a whole separate video talking about what I packed in this bag when I was on site in my trip to Mexico, which I'll include a link to in the description below. And if you're not using that second cube, you have plenty of space up here for kind of a hip pack, toiletry kit, any kind of smaller bulky items. And you should have enough room on top to lay a jacket and room in here also because these pockets have their own volume, as long as it's not too bulky. Front pocket again, I didn't take a day pack because I used a combination of this bag and I had a hip pack that I fit in here, but Because this front pocket has its own volume, you can pack the main compartment full and you still have plenty of space in here. Smaller pockets for tech gear. I used a little tech pouch, and then all your other kind of organizational stuff in these little divider pockets. This is what the Bixi looks like fully packed. I could put a little bit more in here, but for reference, it's about 13.2 pounds or 6 kilos without a laptop or a water bottle. Again, I carry this bag all over central Mexico. Tom Bihn straps are thinner than some other bags, but the EV foam they use carries weight really well because it doesn't compress as much. I carried it with the hip belt webbing strap. You can see it dangling behind me because I didn't use it very much. And while it does take a little bit weight off your hips, I think if you have enough weight in this pack to warrant a hip belt, you're better off just going with the optional padded version because it's much more comfortable than this one. In summary, another awesome travel bag by Tom Bihn. Haters may criticize this bag because it's a common style. However, I think this bag stands out because well-padded laptop sleeve that doesn't add bulk to the bag, has a large, well-organized front pocket with its own volume, a comfortable, minimalist carry system, and a huge, simple, easy-to-pack main compartment. This bag is simple yet well-designed and functional, extremely well-made and durable, and with a style that's very Tom Bihn without going over the top. I hope you enjoyed this review on the new Tom Bihn Bixi. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and again, thanks for watching.